Have you ever looked back on your life and wondered what you would change if you could start over? For many people, reaching 70 is not just about celebrating another birthday. It becomes a time of reflection, a time when the noise of daily life fades and the memories become louder. At 70, 80, or even 90, many people discover that the greatest burden they carry is not age itself. It is regret. Regret over mistakes made decades ago, regret over opportunities missed, regret over words spoken in anger, regret over dreams left unfinished. But there is something even more important than remembering those regrets. It is learning to forgive yourself for them. Today, we are going to explore the things every person must learn to forgive themselves for after 70. Because peace does not come from a perfect past. Peace comes from accepting the imperfect journey that brought you here. Take a moment and listen carefully. One of these lessons may change the way you see your entire life. The first thing you must forgive yourself for is not knowing what you know now. This may sound simple, but it is one of the hardest truths to accept. Many older adults look back and criticize their younger selves. They say things like, "I should have invested earlier. I should have chosen a different career. I should have left that unhealthy relationship. I should have spent more time with my family." But the truth is, your younger self was making decisions with the knowledge, experience, and circumstances available at that time. You were not 70 years old then. You did not have decades of wisdom. You could not see the future. You were simply doing the best you could with what you knew. Imagine judging a child for not understanding something that only adults understand. It would be unfair, yet many people spend years doing exactly that to themselves. The younger version of you was learning. Growing. Surviving. Trying. And that person deserves compassion, not condemnation. The second thing you must forgive yourself for is the opportunities you missed. Everyone has moments they wish they could relive. The job they never applied for. The business they never started. The trip they never took. The person they never told how they truly felt. As people age, these missed opportunities can become painful reminders of what might have been. But here is a powerful truth. Every choice creates one path while closing another. That is simply how life works. If you had taken that opportunity, you might have missed something else equally valuable. The life you lived is not a failed version of another life. It is your life. Unique. Unrepeatable and worthy of respect. Instead of mourning every door that closed, appreciate the doors that opened because of the choices you made. The third thing you must forgive yourself for is the mistakes you made as a parent. Few regrets cut deeper than parenting regrets. Many older adults carry silent guilt. They remember times they were too strict, times they were too busy, times they lost their patience, times they failed to understand their children. Years later, those memories can still hurt, but every parent makes mistakes. There has never been a perfect parent in human history. Children do not need perfect parents. They need loving parents, human parents, parents who try, parents who care, parents who learn. If your children know that you love them, then you gave them something priceless. And if there are things you wish you had done differently, remember this. Your mistakes do not erase your love. Forgive yourself. The fourth thing you must forgive yourself for is trusting the wrong people. Almost everyone over 70 can name someone who betrayed them. A friend who disappeared when they were needed most, a business partner who broke their trust, a relative who took advantage of their kindness, a spouse who broke their heart. These experiences leave scars, but many people make a second mistake. They blame themselves for being deceived. They think, "I should have known better." Maybe. Maybe not. Trusting someone is not a weakness. It is a sign of humanity. The shame belongs to the person who betrayed the trust, not to the person who offered it in good faith. Do not spend the rest of your life punishing yourself for believing in someone. Your ability to trust was never the problem. The betrayal was. The fifth thing you must forgive yourself for is the dreams you never achieved. Perhaps you wanted to become an artist, a writer. A musician. An entrepreneur. Perhaps life took you in a different direction. Responsibilities arrived. Bills needed to be paid. Children needed to be raised. Reality demanded your attention. And now, Looking back, you wonder what might have happened. It is natural to feel sadness, but remember this: success is not measured only by dreams achieved. It is also measured by lives touched, problems solved, people loved, sacrifices made. You may not have achieved every dream, but you likely accomplished far more than you realize. Many people who never became famous still changed the world for their families. And sometimes that matters even more. The sixth thing you must forgive yourself for is caring too much about what others thought. This is one of the most common regrets among older adults. For years, people worry about approval. They worry about fitting in. They worry about criticism. They worry about disappointing others. And then one day, they realize something surprising. Most people were too busy worrying about themselves to spend much time judging anyone else. How many dreams were postponed because of fear? How many opportunities were ignored because of embarrassment? How many authentic moments were lost because of the desire to appear perfect? The older we become, the clearer this truth becomes. Other people's opinions are temporary, but the life you live is permanent. If you spent years trying to meet everyone else's expectations, forgive yourself. You were doing what many people do. Now you know better. The seventh thing you must forgive yourself for is the relationships that ended. Not every friendship lasts forever. Not every marriage survives. Not every family bond remains strong. Sometimes people grow apart. Sometimes misunderstandings happen. Sometimes life simply pulls people in different directions. Many seniors replay these relationships in their minds. They wonder what they could have said differently, what they could have done differently. But relationships are rarely the responsibility of one person alone. Even when mistakes were made, carrying endless guilt serves no purpose. You cannot rewrite the past, but you can release its grip on your future. Forgiveness is not about pretending nothing happened. It is about refusing to let old pain control the years you still have. The eighth thing you must forgive yourself for is not taking better care of your health. This regret is incredibly common. People wish they had exercised more, eaten better, slept more, managed stress more effectively, taken fewer risks. As the body ages, these regrets often become more noticeable, but guilt cannot improve yesterday. It can only steal today's peace. The best response is not self-punishment. It is self-care. Every healthy choice you make today still matters. No matter your age. No matter your limitations. No matter your past. The body appreciates kindness at 70 just as much as it does at 30. The ninth thing you must forgive yourself for is the time you wasted. Many people look back and think about years that seemed unproductive. Years spent worrying. Years spent stuck in routines. Years spent waiting for the perfect moment. But life is not a straight line. Even the seasons that seem wasted often teach valuable lessons. Patience. Resilience. Humility. Strength. The experiences that appear meaningless in hindsight often shape the wisdom we gain later. You are not only the product of your successes, you are also the product of your struggles. The 10th and perhaps most important thing you must forgive yourself for is simply being human. Being human means making mistakes. Being human means getting things wrong. Being human means feeling fear, feeling doubt, feeling uncertainty. Nobody reaches 70 with a flawless record. Nobody. The people who appear successful have regrets too. The people who seem confident have insecurities too. The people who look happy have experienced pain too. Perfection has never been the goal. Growth has. Love has. Connection has. Learning has. And if you have spent decades trying, falling, learning, and continuing forward despite life's challenges, then you have already done something remarkable. As we come to the end of this message, remember one final thought. The purpose of aging is not merely to collect years. It is to collect wisdom. And one of the greatest forms of wisdom is self-forgiveness. You cannot change the choices you made 20 years ago. You cannot relive the opportunities that passed by. You cannot erase every mistake, but you can choose how you carry those memories. You can carry them as chains, or you can carry them as lessons. The happiest older adults are not necessarily the ones with perfect lives, They are often the ones who learn to make peace with imperfect lives. So if you are over 70, or even if you are much younger, ask yourself this question. What is one thing I still need to forgive myself for? Whatever the answer may be, consider setting it down today. You have carried it long enough. The years ahead, whether they are many or few, deserve to be lived with peace, gratitude, and freedom. Because beyond the regrets lies something beautiful. Acceptance. And beyond acceptance lies peace.